Mr. Speaker, this FAA bill is a good step towards bringing more value to the American taxpayer from the FAA, and this rule is a good step to making that possible. With the passage of this rule today, we'll be able to move directly to that debate. Mr. Speaker, don't believe the headlines that say Congress has packed up its bags and gone home. I hear that day in and day out, that folks think this 2018 is not going to be a particularly productive legislative session. I reject that. I reject that with no reservations whatsoever. I see the passion my friends on the Democratic side have for continuing to make improvements to the American people. I see that same passion on our side. Now, I'm not saying we're not going to have some challenges keeping people focused on the process at hand, but this FAA bill is a good example of the fact that we're still hard at work and there's still much work that we can do together. This bill, Mr. Speaker, finally delivers on the regulatory reform for the FAA certification process. Now, if you have any companies in your district that are involved in FAA regulations in any way, shape, or form, you know exactly what I'm talking about. This certification process is going to allow companies all over the country, including many in my district, Mr. Speaker, like Meggitt in Suwanee, like Universal Avionics in Duluth, like Siemens in Cumming, Gulfstream in Savannah, and many others, to get safer, more innovative aviation products to market faster. Let me say that again, Mr. Speaker. Safer products, more innovative products, more value to the American taxpayer to market faster. This bill also provides a pathway to regulatory certainty for unmanned aircraft systems. That allows companies like L3 Technologies and Colonial Pipeline in Alpharetta, like UPS in Sandy Springs, like our electric utilities in Gwinnett and Forsyth counties, Mr. Speaker, and many other companies in my home state of Georgia, to get their technologies out faster, to make environments safer for their employees and for my constituents. We all know that the transformative power of unmanned aviation is upon us. We've got to regulate that in a safe and responsible way to make sure that the rules are in place for certainty, for safety, and for opportunity for innovation. And I believe we have that in this bill. We have a choice, Mr. Speaker. We're either going to lead the world in unmanned aviation, or we're going to cede leadership to countries like China. I say we seize leadership, and we're seizing it here in this bill. The bill also commits that our airports, from the busiest airport in the world, Mr. Speaker, my hometown airport at Hartsfield-Jackson, the fourth busiest airport in the state, also in my district, Mr. Speaker, that's Briscoe Field in Lawrenceville, that these airports have access to long-term funding sustainability. We all know that yanking the pendulum back and forth on federal funding does not serve any of our constituents' cause. Funding stability, knowing that they can count on the federal government to be their partner in providing innovation and in improving the overall experience of those men and women who travel through those airports, of vital importance. And finally, Mr. Speaker, this bill ensures that our American airlines, like my hometown airline of Delta, can compete and win against anyone on the planet in terms of the service, reliability, safety, and customer service that we've come to expect. Again, aviation is a partnership in this country, Mr. Speaker, between private sector actors and public actors. We need to do all that we can from our end of Pennsylvania Avenue to be the very best partners that we can.